Mac, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. We are into the official holiday festivities and the Festivus piece of all of this, and hopefully some football games we can win around here. I want to remind everybody, we are shipping this delicious DeHarka Brothers ice cream to you, hand-delivered, hand-stocked, hand-picked, and all you need to do is put your little hands together, put Baltimore Positive in at the coupon code at the checkout after you select your 8 flavors. We'll get this to you next week. Eggnog, peppermint bark, sweet potato crumble, all there for you. And it tastes even better with Raven victories and the notions of Jacksonville and the Giants and the Bengals and maybe a playoff game. Maybe I can be eating some holiday eggnog DeHarka for the playoff game. Leonard Raskin joins us now from Raskin Global. He's got investments. He's got lip balm, which I really needed after what happened around here on Tuesday night into Wednesday. And, let me guess, Len, you had this all pegged out. Your kid was going to Ohio State. You saw the Monday night game on the calendar. You saw it back in April, and you thought, I'll zip out to Columbus. We'll grab the kid. We'll go up. We'll watch the Ravens. They'll win some miracle game, and Lamar will come out of the bathroom or the IV room, wherever it was, and win a game. We missed out on Monday night. Were you going to go to the game? I mean, it sounds like something you were going to do.
Well, we could have. The fact is, a week ago or Sunday was supposed to be Ohio State, Michigan.
That's right.
At the shoe. So it would have been a weekend of Ohio State, Michigan with a little trip up the road to Cleveland, a Miracle Ravens victory on a Monday night. It would have been a lovely few days with the boy. What's better than that? COVID, he comes home pre-Thanksgiving. He's not on campus. Michigan gets COVID, not playing Ohio State.
Michigan State and Maryland aren't playing this week, Bob?
Right. That's over. Mm-hmm. So what they come back with is, oh, by the way, we got to change the rules in the Big Ten to let Ohio State play in the championship, even though they didn't have enough games to qualify according to the old rules. We change it to the new rules. We make some flexibility there. We move in, and then
infinite flexibility.
Infinite flexibility. And then the Ravens come in, and Lamar's missing in action. We're watching the game at home. I said to my son, I bet he had to go to the bathroom.
That's what I thought.
He's like, couldn't be. I said, hey, when you got to go, you got to go. Sure enough, look, he said he had cramps. I don't care what kind of cramps he had. The good news is he came back when we needed him, threw up a pass to who? To who?
It's not that he threw Hollywood a pass. It's that he caught it.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Look, everybody in the stadium, everybody watching, however many people that was, everybody had to know Lamar's running for 5 yards for the first down.
It was sitting there. When he threw the ball, I'm like, no, don't throw the ball.
I couldn't even figure out who he was throwing to or what he was doing. Then the camera turns, and it's Hollywood Brown. I'm like, oh, my God. And then he catches it and goes in for a score. I'm jumping off the couch. The dog is barking at me. The boy is screaming.
Good memories.
Oh, it absolutely.
You could have been in the upper deck freezing your ass off getting dog biscuits thrown at you. So this worked out okay,
Instead, I was home in the nice warmth. I've watched a lot of wild Ravens finishes, and I'll tell you just 3 that come to mind as a result of this one. One was back the Minnesota Snow Bowl at
Were you at
Yards.
The game?
Absolutely.
Yeah, some people didn't get into the city, though. I mean, it was like one of those kind of days where
2 minutes, whatever it was
ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
4-wheel drive was helpful that day if you were trying to get to the stadium.
Ridiculous. That was the most insane game I've seen in person of that magnitude ever. Then the next one, I don't know when it was. I don't remember. I remember the game very clearly, the play very clearly. 4th and 100. They throw to Ray Rice. Bolden blows up the tackler. Ray gets the first down. We go on to win that game in overtime.
Eric Weddle says it was only 28.5 yards. It wasn't 29.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Now, I'll tell you, the reason I remember that one so profoundly, not only was it amazing, I was supposed to be in Cincinnati for business the next morning. I missed my flight because I stayed home to watch the end of the game. When I got to the airport, the door was closed and they would not let me in. That plane was sitting right there. They wouldn't let me in.
And it's even worse when you're stuck in a Cincinnati airport because you're not even in Ohio. You're in Kentucky.
In Kentucky. And then the prayer in Denver, the Jacoby Jones Mile High Miracle.
Nothing will ever top that. I keep
There
saying, nothing will
watching
ever top that.
and it was absolutely stunning. This game ranks right up there in excitement, in enjoyment. In my wife's telling me the whole game, both the officials and the announcers want Cleveland to win. She always thinks the officials are paid off against us.
Well, she's been listening to Bubba Smith, I think.
That's right. And she thinks the announcers always are against us. So there we had it. And then what do you got? You got Justin Tucker being Justin Tucker.
55 yards, like it's nothing, right?
Well, first you had to have Lamar move him into that range, right? Which he did a phenomenal job of in that last drive. And I've never seen the guy play a minute to go. I've never seen him run a 2-minute offense as well.
Well, it's nice to know that he has that in the golf bag at this point.
Right.
And meanwhile, the first thing I'm thinking is, and look, I love all the Cleveland people. You know, I've got ex-girlfriends from Cleveland. I got lifelong friends from Cleveland. You know, people that I stay in touch with all my life in Cleveland. They're raising their children in Cleveland. You know, all of this. And I think, and they all hate Art, right? Like,
right,
you know, I bring my Art Modell picture out and they, you know, they lose their lunch and, you know, all of that. And then this thing happens on Monday night. And the first thing I can think of is, man, they must really hate us, right? I mean, they've never really gotten over. This was the one they were going to get over. They had it all sewn up.
As much as we hate Irsay.
Nah, I've given that up. I let that go. You know, Jimmy Irsay.
Nonsense.
No, Jimmy and I are okay, man. Jimmy and I have made peace.
Jimmy are okay.
I've made peace.
Have you seen the new commercial with John Travolta playing Santa Claus for Capital One?
No, I have not.
With Samuel L. Jackson.
I have not.
You got to get on that. You got to see that because there's a line in there that just goes right to what you just said. Are you over the Jimmy Irsay thing? I don't think so. Check out that commercial. You know what I mean.
Well, Jimmy Irsay, I don't know if you caught the news last week. He's putting together a museum to honor the Beatles and Lennon. He has the drum kit, I think, from the Ed Sullivan Show. Like, wow. You know what I mean? He has stuff, you know. And he and I, whenever we talk about rock and roll. So we talk about all this stuff. So he's a collector of very, very high end rock and roll Hall of Fame kind of memorabilia. So he's thinking about doing that. And if that's his good contribution to the world for stealing my father's football team.
There you go.
And I got my own that won on Monday night, by the way. You talk about exercising demons here. I mean, what this thing sets up for in regard to Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Kansas City, Indianapolis, where the Ravens would go, who they'd play, wherever it's going to be. To your point, the excitement of you and your kid jumping off the couch and the dog's barking and we're all yelling and my wife's texting me and I can't believe what I just saw, all of that. It all kind of dries up quickly.
Yeah.
If they don't win these 3 games. And you mentioned the Minnesota game, right?
No.
Like they won that Minnesota game and then they didn't, down the stretch, Cincinnati showed up and Andy Dalton, like all of that. This is a really
got 3 must-wins.
Well, they got a nice formative thing here where they're going to get their confidence together, going to get their offensive line together, going to get their defense back, going to figure out what they're doing so that when they go to Pittsburgh or Buffalo or Kansas City, they can give themselves a chance to advance in the tournament because, look, making the playoffs by hook and crook going to
doesn't matter.
They lose the first week, we're right back to where we started.
Doesn't matter. But, we've had great luck with John Harbaugh on the road in the playoffs. So let's just take that. We don't need a first-round game. Let's just get on the road. Let's go do what we do. We're kicking it on the road. Let's make it happen. I don't think there's anybody out there, short of my opinion, Kansas City, that we can't just beat. I mean, look, we almost beat Pittsburgh with nobody. If we can't beat them with a full team, shame on us.
Dude, the Bills went out there and beat them in their red pajamas. I don't know what that was.
That's right. Now Tennessee, we can get their number. I'm not worried about them so much if we play the way we're supposed to play. Kansas City, I watch a $500 million boy. My goodness.
They're 21-1 in the last 22 weeks.
Is stunning. Stunning. I think, look, not Joe Montana. What am I saying? Tom Brady, just rolling up for 15 years. I can see Mahomes in the next 15, just putting that away. It's scary to think how many Super Bowls that dude could win.
Well, they better surround him with some talent in the same way that, with the Ravens, when it comes down to it at this point, with where they are as a depleted unit, how
Yeah.
this offense is going to function. Certainly the way they ran the ball on
Yep.
Monday night, the way they
Yep.
wanted to run the ball looked a lot more like the Lamar of old, where, look, Lamar's going to run into some linebackers the rest of the way. I don't know if that's the strategy the next 3 weeks. I know that when the rubber meets the road, their best chance to win is to scheme ways for him to get holes that
Yep.
you scheme it for 5 yards or 8 yards,
Yep.
but
Yep.
sometimes it turns into 48 yards.
Absolutely. I think the more they run, the better we are. And he'll find his receivers out there where he needs them. Snead, Andrews. I still say it's time to get Duvernay in the passing game. They must see something I don't, but I saw the guy as a stud in college. I think it's time to get him out there doing it. But my goodness, these next 3 games put you in the playoffs. You go on the road. You do what you do. Let's see what happens. Who knows?
Leonard Raskin is here. Here's Raskin Global. They do financial things and financial services and take good care of people. In addition to the lip balm he provides me here and fantastic shirts, it's too cold. I need winter gear. I got the new Baltimore Positive from Strategic Factory. They got the new gear, the new logo, the crab, the whole. It's opposite, the crab, the whole deal here. Tell everybody what you're up to, and I guess more than anything, we got 10 days left in the year, whatever we got here.
Yeah.
End of the year stuff. Tell me if I'm wrong. Do people call you Monday after Christmas with 3 days left to go and say, "Oh my God, I got to tax the shelter, the dip, the IRA, whatever it is"? I know when they're under your wing, you're keeping an eye on these things.
Right.
But people, I would think that there are things you could do in the next 10 days that may or may not benefit you financially, set you up.
Yeah. People are always thinking the year end makes a big difference. And as you said, if you're with us and you're working with us, there's nothing that comes up as a surprise. So we're on top of things. So in December, we're doing all kinds of things. But it's time to consider Roth IRA to Roth IRA conversions. I don't think income tax rates are ever going to be lower than they are today. We're spending money as a country hand over fist. And tax rates, sorry, not interest rate, tax rates. Tax rates have got to go up. And with income tax rates going up in the future, think of it this way. If you move your IRA to a Roth IRA today, you're buying your taxes on sale. They're probably cheaper than they're ever going to be. Move that money into the IRA, from the IRA to the Roth IRA. Take advantage of low tax rates. Leave that money in there for the future. Let it grow tax-free forever. That's a beautiful thing. If you haven't finished funding an HSA, fund it before the end of the year. Get your money in there. That goes in pre-tax, comes out tax-free if used for medical bills. We're all going to have them at some point in our life. Let's let the government assist in paying for those. Those are beautiful things. Make sure you got your savings ready. The big thing going into the holidays, if you haven't already done all your shopping, shop on a budget. People get kind of wild. They start buying things they don't need.
And shop
They buy more
local.
than
You don't
they
need to be
want.
out on Amazon all night.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Shop local. Find that stuff here. Keep the businesses up and going. If you're heading into the city or if you're in the city, man, buy takeout. Our local businesses have been crushed.
I went to
in this
Fadley's
pandemic.
earlier today. I still taste the crab cakes right now from
There you
Fadley's.
go.
So,
It is time to spend local, keep them alive. The last thing you want to see is your favorite restaurant. Oh man, they're out of business. How many have we seen already? How many more are we apt to see?
I went into Amici's, Leonard, the first night when Brandon Scott shut the city down, whenever it was, last Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever.
Yeah.
I went over to Amici's and I went to see my dear friend Nancy Longo over at Pierpoint, who supported my wife through 2 illnesses. And picked up some cream of crab, picked up some fried chicken from Nancy because she makes delicious Eastern Shore chicken. And no offense to Royal Farms, I love them too, but Nancy made these cheesy grits that oh man, I made some bacon the next day and eggs and did it up. And then I stopped at Amici's and I got, the sloppy nest. You know what the sloppy nest is, right? That's the meatball sliced over the garlic cheese bread that's been toasted.
How good
delightful.
Is it?
And I said to Jody over there, I said, I need you here. I need your marinara. I need you here when this mess is over with. And I mean that. And I need all of my friends here. We all do, right?
That's right. We got to have local. Man, I can go to any chain and eat. That's great. But there's that local sub shop, that local pizza place, the best crab cakes. You got to have them. And with the government shutting down business, shutting down inside dining, outside, inside dining, whatever the heck that is, got to do the carry out. You got to make them happen so that they can stay in business. That helps us all. People don't realize. They say, oh, well, that guy, he's got plenty of money. He owns that restaurant. Yeah, well, he doesn't have plenty of money.
He's got 40 employees. It's now 20 employees, and he's trying to hold on to them.
He's working his brains
Absolutely,
out, trying
sure.
to keep people in jobs, trying to keep kids in Christmas presents. Man, we got to support local. Absolutely. And then, next year, we can't have it come soon enough, 2021. Let's see what it brings and make a resolution. Everybody makes a resolution. The most unhappy people in the world in January are regular gym goers, because everybody that makes a resolution to go to the gym comes in January, takes up all their machines. They hate it. Then by February, nobody's going anymore. And the regulars get back in there for 11 months and get to do their thing.
Well, you go to Planet Fitness, they'll keep you clean, keep you safe, and
Right.
they'll make you want to come back in March and April and May. We hopefully get some baseball and
yeah, but nobody wants to
lacrosse.
go then. The resolutions are all forgotten. So from a financial standpoint, make that resolution that you're going to get your house in order. You're going to get your savings set up. You're going to make sure your insurance is right. Your family's protected. I'll tell you, life insurance sales are up almost 20%. People are out there thinking to themselves, this pandemic, I might die. I should take care of my family. Well, you know what? This pandemic's a horrible thing, and there's a really, really, really small chance that it'll kill you. There's lots of other stuff that will. And you should have your life insurance in place, and your wills in place, and your stuff set up, and your beneficiaries on your IRAs right. You got to have all that stuff right all the time, because stuff happens. You never know when something's going to happen that's going to take you out, and you want to make sure your stuff's in order. So make a resolution. We're here, Raskin Global. You can find us facebook.com/Raskin Global. You can find us at info@ on the website Raskin Global. Give us a jingle and say, hey, I want to sit down, figure out what's going on with my money, and make sure I'm doing the right things. And we're here to help you do it.
I got the website up here, who they are, what they do, why them, the resource center, the contact button. It's all there. You can learn more. Meet Leonard's team. A whole segment for women and Truth's 41 of 101. Most people prefer an easy lie to the hard truth. Always going to shoot you straight there at Raskin Global. Business strategy is the whole deal here. Website looks great. I find it fascinating. So many people, there is so much information out there, even before they meet you, to find out what you're about,
Yeah, and you say there's a lot of information out there. There's also a lot of information about money, man. You go into Google, you type investments, there's a gabillion entries. You type insurance, a gabillion entries. Technical number. How do you know what to listen to? How can you read all that? You need great, wise counsel. If you think it's expensive to have a professional help you, just figure out how expensive it is not to. So we're here to help. We've been doing this 33 years in town. We're local. We want to stay around. We got great employees. They want to stay around. Keep working. 2021 is an opportunity for a great year ahead of all of us. Let's make it go, and let's hope we're celebrating some Ravens playoff wins and maybe an Ohio State national championship.
Well, this is a good week to thank you during the holiday week for your support here, because as you know, we've pivoted our brand. You've been a listener for a long time to the sports thing of what we do. We're still covering sports as well as anyone, and Luke running around at 6 feet away and Zooms and all the things we're doing here. I hope we do have a better 2021. I hope to catch up with you before the holiday through the end of the year here and continue to talk about victorious Ravens victories. You know what, dude? And I'm going to be full of a little snuff here this week. Had these Jacksonville types on this week, right? And I seem to remember being with you and your entire family and having a really, really not so good experience over in London at the hands of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
We had we had a great experience.
I think we owe them one.
We just had a terrible football game.
Yeah, we owe them one. And this is the week to move forward with our interest of playoff activity.
Payback time.
Leonard, take care of yourself. I'm in the business of absolutely using this lip balm. There's no doubt about it, as well as the investments. I'm gonna get the polo back out with the turtleneck underneath next week. All right.
There you go.
RaskinGlobal.com. Leonard Raskin. You can find him out on the interweb at RaskinGlobal.com, and of course at the front of BaltimorePositive.com, where all of their stuff lives and all of our stuff lives now together in one place. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore positive.